here is not something that you will deal with the average person that we see. Pyramid scheme, mostly black people.
Nearly 90% of them have been involved in one.
Of course. But they've lost money, they know it doesn't work. It's not a serious investment. It's not.
Believe in it.
Of course. Of
That's
course.
the only ones that
But
haven't lost yet.
it's not really something that you're going to deal with. A stokvel is not really it's like a savings thing, but it's not really an investment thing for serious people in business. Can you see we have limited options? If your name is, I met 3 people today. They came to our offices for an interview for the accountant position that we have, you know, with Louis that's resigned and left us. These are all the things they know. That's it.
Sure.
So now, the interesting thing is, I mean, surely you've gone and looked at it. If you look at money in the bank or properties or policies, what is the best possible return you're going to get?
5, 6, 7,
Property
8%.
stocks are what percentage?
Yeah?
It's an average of 12%.
The policies, they're going to quote you 12% per annum.
That's excluding inflation. Let's
Of
say
course.
6%.
And in the bank,
Milbank is giving 7.2 now.
okay, so let me make it 8% so that the math is easy, okay? The only thing here, one other thing that you didn't mention is people can say, I invest money in my business, okay? So I've had people that say to me, oh, and I'm going to put this in red so that you know how to handle it. I've had people who say to me, oh, my property is spectacular. With my property, I made 60% for the year last year. So, that's an exception. It's not the rule. Am I right?
Yeah, but how much must you put
Exception.
in?
Of course, you've got to do. You've got to start with a lot more money with property. So, I just want to make the point. People don't make big money with property regularly. So, when they say to me, I've done 60% with my property or whatever, I say, that's so fantastic. And then all I have to do is ask them, has it always been that good?
Yeah.
Have you consistently made 40% every single year, or is it like a once-off thing or whatever?
Would you only ask the one question, or would you maybe expand as to when did you buy that property specifically? Where did you buy it?
I wouldn't get into
Not.
the detail at all.
'Cause
What
that-
I want to
that
do
could
is
also
move on.
influence it, okay.
So I don't spend a lot of time on these sides. So let me go one step back, and I want to continue with my calculation.
So just has it always been good for you?
Yeah, has it always been that good? And often
Yeah.
someone will say no.
Yeah.
It's only last year that the thing came together. And then you say, okay, that's cool. So let's look at the mainstream things you're going to do. Here's an interesting thing just to think about as well, Dean. If people make serious money in property, are they going to keep all the money there, or are they going to start diversifying?
Diversifying.
So what are your options now? What's left?
Yeah.
Go to the bank or buy policies or go for shares. And what we are promoting is for people to come to shares because they'll make a lot more money, the after picture. So let me go back to my exercise now with Andries. So Andries, 600 Rand, is it worth it?
No, definitely not.
Okay, let me show you something really interesting. Your profit here, we said, is $600, am I right?
Yes,
How many months did that take you?
12 months,
So it's a full year.
full year,
How many days in a year?
365.
So please, do you have your calculator with you?
Yes, I do.
Clear your calculator. Put just the $600 of profit in there. Divide it by 365 days for me.
164.
60.
Watch what I do. Per.
Day.
It kills me when salespeople leave the most important part out, per day.
Let me write that in capital, big letters.
Yes.
And I
Now let me, okay. And what I like about what he's doing, what also kills me often is people leave out the rand sign. You see these meaningless figures on a piece of paper and you're wondering, well, what's that? Is it 5,000 mice? Is it rats? Is it whatever? If you don't put the rand sign in, that's the story. Okay. So, 1 rand 64 per day. That's what your money's making for you. Okay, now watch now how I close him. Are you ready for it? I'm going to close him, and then I'm going to explain why I'm closing him. what makes it important at this point in time? So, Andries, 5,000 rand is going to give you 1 rand 64 a day. Are you okay with that?
Definitely not, no.
Why not?
It's pathetic.
Why is it pathetic?
Just to withdraw money from the bank costs me more than that daily. Can't make a living, it's not a profit.
Is this going to make you rich?
No, definitely not.
Is this going to make any of your dreams and goals come true?
Nope.
Will make you financially independent.
Is it right to say to the people, if you give me that 5,000 rand and I tell you I'll give you 1 rand 64 a day, would you do it? The guy normally says no,
Of course, it's very cool to do that.
but you'd rather not. Okay.
No, I mean, look a person in the eye and say, what's going to hang on there?
Engels praat.
Môre, kan jy jou foon
Of nee, ek is gewag. Hierdie is my crucial kliënt wat ek heeltyd mee besig is.
Okay, jou vraag is?
Ek close. As ek my deals, when I see my clients, I'm closing.
Yeah?
But then I'm waiting for the money.
Okay.
Isn't that at this part that the client is so emotional, carried away because of the
Not at this
difference?
part yet. You first got to show him what he's going to get.
What is missing out on?
Correct.
What could be?
Yes.
What could be? What is the kind of money that he can make? Everything we do in life every single day is motivated by something. What I'm doing here, I can put it in different words. I can say, I'm trying to scare him. And on the other side, I'm going to show him all the greed of all the money that he can make.
Yes.
The point that I want to make, and let's just think about it logically, never mind closing someone, never mind getting emotional, never mind doing any of that other stuff. Who around this table can do anything right now as you sit here with 1 rand 64?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nobody.
What is that going to change in your life?
not even a loose draw.
Nothing.
Yeah.
It's going
Is
to
that
add
weer dan?
2 kilometers to my routine every day.
Okay, have you ever seen someone who pull into the garage and say to the petrol attendant, put 1 rand 64 petrol in my car?
Many
Have
years
you?
ago.
Before our time, yes.
Well, in today's time, in 2016, have you ever
No.
seen anyone put 1 rand 64 of petrol in their car?
I've done 12 rand once.
Okay.
That's all I had.
Sometimes, Yes, like,
Yeah.
in general.
That's all I had.
Okay.
Not even close. Can I say what I did
Yes.
with one of my clients when I got to this point?
Please do.
Because I go through those steps exactly like that. When I get to I use the 82 cents as an example with the client. I then ask him, what can you do? Because his dreams and aspirations were to spend money on his daughter and his wife. And I asked him specifically, where are you going to take your wife for dinner with the 82 cents? What are you going to buy your daughter with 82 cents? And I kept on for his wife, for his dreams and his aspirations.
Okay.
And it gets to the point where he says, I can do nothing, obviously, with the 82 cents. Then I go over to what we then do with the day trading and all of that.
Yes?
Touching
Still,
nerves.
I got nothing from him. I walk all.
Okay. All right. I'm going to jump to the next page and the next page. When I've said it before, I'm going to repeat it again because I think some of you have not seen it. And I can't remember when last this has happened to me, just so that you guys know. When I get to the end of the presentation, me personally, I don't get any objections. I don't get anyone saying to me, I want to think about it, I want to pray, I want to see the Sangoma, I want to speak to my wife, I want to... Nothing. Never, ever. Actually, I get really angry when I take anyone to a presentation with me because I do the presentation, I sign the deal, I get back to the car and I say to the person who went with me, well, how did you find it? And then they want to tell me, this guy's a lie down, he just wanted it. Which means that they don't even have the brains to realize the skill that I had to get the person to sign up in such a way that it looks as if he just naturally he wanted it. But I'm getting carried away.
It's like with Lawrence. When
Yeah.
you eventually explained the CFDs to him, and he was just like he stood up, he was so excited at the end of it, he was ready.
Okay, while we've got talking about that, and I'm just blowing smoke up my own bum now, tell the people around the table, what was your impression of my chat with them?
Yeah, that like you took your time and you made sure you answer every single question that they have, and you give them that trust and that comfort.
Okay, can you remember what I did to close them?
After doing the CFDs.
Yeah?
No.
Well, at any point in time, can you remember what happened for me to get them to start doing the paperwork?
No, I don't remember 100%.
Okay? People, can I tell you, one of the qualities you have to have as a good salesman is a good memory. Okay? Because if you don't have a good memory, you're not going to remember the shit I'm trying to teach you. And if you don't remember it, you're not going to use it. So let me set the scene. Dean brought some clients here to the office last week while we were still at the campus, while we're still moving in. It was a guy, property developer, and his girlfriend, although they've been together years. And they came in and they wanted to buy one course together, and each have their own trading account, and they each paid for half the course, and they added money for the trading account, and they paid their download fees up front, etc., etc. So here we were sitting. I answered all the questions that they had, but the part that I wanted to say to you is, you've got to read the person that you're with. At some point in time, you've got to ask for the money. So I said to these people, okay, did I answer all your questions? And they said yes. And I said, okay, well then I just want to say welcome on board.
Yeah.
And they said, oh, thank you so much. That's really cool. And I said, okay, great. So Dean, where's the enrollment forms? And he got the enrollment forms. And I then said, okay, Dean, would you mind filling out the paperwork with these guys? And he said, no, with pleasure. So a simple close as saying to someone, welcome on board. But what I wanted to say, and before I got carried away with closing these people, when I get to the end, Andries, and I get any resistance, any objection, anything from a person, I immediately do the following.
Remember, I did not get resistance. I get it when I leave.
Okay, I'll come back to that.
Please.
I just want to talk about, let's say you get objections and you're still there, you're trying to close the deal. So if I'm sitting with Andries and he's now coming with, I want to think about it, I want to pray, I want to see the sun come, I want to speak to my wife, I want to consult my star sign, whatever else the case might be. My immediate feedback is, Andries, there are two reasons why people won't buy the product from me. And the first one is they can't afford it. And the second one is I gave a poor presentation. So now I want to know from you, which one of these did I do today? Is it you don't want to go ahead with me because you can't afford it? Or is it because...
You can,
Okay, so then I did a poor presentation.
as an example. Yes.
I've had one of my clients say, no, it's not a poor presentation and I can afford it, but I really do have to speak to my wife.
Yeah, that's exactly what I
Okay,
wanted.
and what was your response to him?
I think because I tried to sell him on this like once or twice, I eventually said to him, well, take my business card. When you're ready, then I'll come and we can do the paperwork.
Okay.
Here's my phone. Phone your wife right now.
Did he come back to you?
No, the guy from today obviously hasn't, but the last guy did, yeah.
And what was his response?
And I eventually drove back to Southgate like 3 days later and got him signed up.
Oh, well done. So he went and he discussed it with his wife, and then he said, okay, let's go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's jump quickly to that. If you get the wife objection, I have to tell you that 95% of the time, in my opinion, it's all bullshit. It's just an excuse. They don't have the balls to tell you
To go think
that they
about it.
can't afford it. The same thing as I want to think about it.
Think about it means he needs to calculate his finances.
But also, like, I just want to know how to create more trust with the guy so that while you're there, even if he's feeling like, it's a big decision for me and he's taking that kind of risk, that you say to him, like, listen,
It's not a trust that's going to make you